laid like they used to. I said my edges ain't laid like they used to. I said my edges ain't laid, edges ain't laid. Said my edges ain't laid like they used to.
So it all started with Waistbeads. It all started with Waistbeads. My love for Waistbeads, my connection to African culture, my yearn for knowledge, it all started with Waistbeads. My connection to crystals, the fact that I was able to connect women with a common interest through Waistbeads. It's like, all hail the bead. And we ain't even talking about the fact that you losing weight and listening to your womb. We ain't even talking about that shit. All hail the Waistbead. So I wanted to touch on it and not forget where I started. So sometimes I like to reflect on how it all started, because that's what connected all of us. Like, everybody found me from Waistbeads 101. Now we all related, sisters, cousins, family. I know y'all husbands, I know y'all kids. Y'all follow me on IG, y'all know a little bit about my family. Likes, dislikes. And I've evolved so much from Waistbeads 101. I realized that my Waistbead journey, I had to reset and then redefine my definition of black love, because sometimes you see on TV and it's always a man and a woman loving and hugging on each other, and that is perfect. But a lot of the greats say, show me a society where women are not protected and loved, and you don't have a society. So my journey started with being very angry at some of the things that I saw on the news, and not wanting to support a system that did not support people that looked like me. So then that gently pushed me into self-love via eating well and drinking well and taking time for myself. And then after I became more in tune with myself, my intuition, my thoughts, my goals, my inhibitions, my fears, I realized that I needed to be in the company of like-minded women, which is why I decided to start the Waist Measurement Challenge, which is totally different from anything you think, because if you think we're going to talk about Waistbeads for a month, it's not happening. We talk about self-love, development, and spirituality. Once I stretched my arms really wide and I found these amazing women, I realized that all these wonderful perspectives needed to be heard. Like, oh my gosh, these ladies are on their shit, like they know their shit. And then I said, okay, cool. Let's all have a group where we can share and learn from each other. You know, the old heads called it building. You know, because if you get around a whole bunch of really smart and amazing people, you can learn so many wonderful things. And I love to learn and absorb and be a part of a great divine force. Like, it's the collective. If you learning, I'm learning, we learning together. We become stronger as a team. So that's what the sisterhood and Waistbeads did for me. And then I read a meme that said, you should be the adult you needed as a child. So being a child in spirituality and being a child in Waistbeads, I decided to do the things that I would have loved to have when I first started my Waistbead journey. So I wrote a book. I wrote a book about Waistbeads. So I made history, okay? There's no other book in the entire world with number one, Waistbeads in the title, and for number two, that actually talks about the history of Waistbeads sisterhood, the practical uses, the spiritual uses. Nobody touched on it. Nobody talked about it. And I made it pretty and cute because, you know, girls like nice shit. It's on Amazon. Reasonably priced. I also have them on my site so you can get signed copies. So, here's my book. The book is called Waistbeads in Western Society. Because I learned about waist beads while I was wrestling with the mind control and the programming of Western society. So it has 10 chapters. So the first chapter is called 20th Century Waistbead Discovery. Relearning Ancestral Knowledge. The second chapter is the history of waist beads, humble beginnings. The third chapter is waist bead story, the art of storytelling. The fourth chapter is waist bead evolution, growth. The fifth chapter is waist beads for healing, caring for the temple. The sixth chapter is waist beads and sisterhood. Chapter 6 is called Waist Beads and Sisterhood, a circle connected by waist beads. Chapter 7 is Waist Measurement Challenge, entitled Waist Bead Warriors. Those are my girls from the challenge. All right, secondly, you got Chapter 8, What Do My Waist Beads Mean? So it's reading your waist beads, like how to actually interpret your waist beads. All right, Chapter 9, Womb Wellness, Caring for the Temple, and Chapter 10, The Sacred Bead. And that's the conclusion. So I wanted to read just a little bit of the back of the book so you can get an idea of what you... And also I got all these pretty pictures in my book. So it's a very fun, energetic, vibrant, colorful, brilliant structure. So I wanted to read a blurb on the back of the book, and it says, she was not to be tamed or controlled, only to be loved and allowed to be her authentic and unapologetic black self. A healer should never be defined by one incarnation, but by how she radiates in her celestial glory. My soul speaks so loud, the stars shake. Can you feel my vibration? If not, change your frequency, because I am definitely satellite radio bitch. So that's like the first blurb that I wrote when I got finished the book, because that's how I felt. And I felt like hearing that would inspire other people to be great and wonderful and heal themselves. Also, I want you to always be yourself. You're authentic, unapologetic, black. The back of the book reads, in awakening to my own divine feminine energy, waist beads became the tool I utilized to cultivate the fertile gardens of my mind and bring forth its bountiful harvest into my reality. In tying waist beads around the center of my being, I effectively corded off my internal reality from the one I experienced externally. Waist beads became the energetic boundary that allowed me to define the edges of my garden and consciously create a path to a journey within. The knowledge that I cultivated in my journey became stepping stones on the garden path of ascension, gently bringing me closer to my higher self. In my practice of meditation, healing, and self-discovery, I created my intentions like seeds, allowing them to flourish in the fertile soils of my mind. Every seed blossomed into a cosmic lotus flower, an energetic then physical manifestation of my deepest desires and aspirations. One lotus seed, my waist beads and my spiritual boutique, blossomed into a sisterhood of spiritually evolving women with a shared desire to experience divine femininity through waist bead experience. Utilizing my physical presence, social media, and YouTube channel, I projected my inner garden into an outer reality. In this sharing reality, each woman is watered with positive energy encouraged to heal, and given access to a resource to grow her own internal garden. As I look inside, I see my garden turning into a forest with strong plants and powerful gardens. In the outer world, the forest will be represented by my upcoming women's wellness. So, in the outer world, the forest will be represented by my upcoming Women's Wellness Center that will invoke from women the desire to step into their divine femininity through the practice of spiritual agriculture. This book begins the journey within. All you need now is a string of waist beads. So, that's the back of my book. That is the back of my book. And all of my chapters talk about my journey within, everything I learned, all of the spiritual practices I use to ground on a daily basis. Because life is going to give you ups and downs, twists and turns, unders and throughs. And you have to be able to go within. I was reading a book and it said that any energy received from external is only temporary. The long-lasting energy is from within. Not only is this my whole baby, but it outlines the things that brought me to pieces of higher self. Healing and spirituality is a continual journey. You always learning, you always healing, you're always forgiving yourself for mistakes that you made or entertaining bad or undesired behavior from other people or allowing others to step over your boundaries that you've created or thought about creating but didn't say. We'll get into that another time. But this is my baby. This is my baby, and it is available once again on Amazon and on Etsy. If you want a signed copy, you have to get it from Etsy, because then I know your name and I can sign it and write a message and all that good stuff. Once I wrote her and got her together and I really figured out how to do it, I decided that I was not the only woman connected and adorned with waist beads that needed to share her story. So I then sent a message out, and that message, this is still an open invite. Still an open invite. If you would like to share your waist bead story in a published document, reach out to me. I am still in the process of writing my waist bead monologues. And then also let me just thank everybody who already contributed to the Waistbead monologues. Thank you for sharing your story. You will definitely inspire and encourage others. And then I wanted to bring it to physical. So I decided to start having events where like-minded sisters could come together, enjoy each other's company, network if you'd like. So I fell in love with the idea of sipping paints because, number one, it allowed most people to do something that they don't typically do in a high energy environment of like-minded queens. So not rarely are you able to paint and create and allow your brain to just go off and be you. And also, what people don't know is just like beading, painting and artwork is a form of meditation. You combine that with great music and great vibes, and you get an experience like no other. I was lucky enough that my first one was a success. So I decided that this is something that I will be doing every 2 months. The next Sip and Paint is entitled Conscious Canvas Kickback. And that is 417 downtown Baltimore. The link is in the bio. All right, so and y'all got to walk with me on this because I've been up since 4 in the morning thinking about this. I decided that it has been 2 years, almost, since I did Waistbead 101. And I wanted to revisit that because that is where I started. Without Waistbead 101, I wouldn't have no motherfucking butt. I wouldn't have sipping paints, waist measurement challenges. I wouldn't be able to start new business ventures. So I wanted to go back to where it started and pay an homage to the womb and start creating again, because when I was in that creative state, it was so many things just, oh, you should do this, you should do that. So in order for me to meditate in the way I love to meditate, I am now offering custom waist beads again. Oh yeah, your girl needs to meditate. So the custom waist beads are now available. Limited quantity. Y'all know I got a lot of shit. I can't be stuck doing one thing if I want to be great. But for a few lucky people that's going to catch that first 25, you're going to get this good energy. You're going to get some crystals, some charms. You're going to be able to connect, consult, and live through your womb, which ultimately is living from within. And people, and one of my good Judies that helped me write this book said the deepest shit ever. And she said, people who live externally will never be happy. Happiness comes from living from within, loving from within, and then allowing it to radiate out. And every time I get frazzled, I go within. Saying all that to say, I appreciate every single person that watches my videos. I appreciate every single person that purchases from my site. I appreciate every time you tie on one of my waist beads and tag me in it. I appreciate every comment on my YouTube page. For everybody that said I'm your sister, I'm your sister. For everybody that said I'm your cousin, I'm your cousin. For everybody that thanked me for making my videos, I appreciate it. I have a plethora of videos that touch on all aspects of spirituality, a little bit of business, a little bit of self-renewal, a little bit of ancient holistic practices, a lot about waist beads, always about things that I have going on. I'm going to try to get way more active on YouTube. I'm going to schedule out, and this is me bringing things into fruition. I'm going to schedule out my Wednesday waist bead YouTubes and Instagram. So, moving forward, just like the last adventuring video I think I put out, I'm going to be doing a crystal of the month, going over how it was historically used, its practical uses, its historical uses, how it vibrates, how it makes you feel, how to charge it, how to love on it, how to keep it until it poof disappears, because we know crystals leave when they are no longer needed. And I have some great crystals coming in the mail I'm so excited about. You can look out for Rainbow Moonstone. You can look out for Lapis Lazuli. You can look out for Tourmaline, the ultimate protector of psychic attacks, physical attacks, attacks on the dream realm. You can look out for all of those. Also, I remember I am the creator of my universe. Family, I need help. Family, I need help. So, any spoken word artist, live bands, instrumentalist, violinist. Ooh, I want a range. Poets, singers. I want it to be a real neo-soul, R&B type of conscious lecture vibe circuit for the Conscious Canvas Kickback. I need performers. If you know somebody, send them my way. Also, I need vendors. The big deal about this Conscious Canvas Kickback is this is the first time I will be doing my Waistbead monologues live on a stage in front of an audience. I'm so fucking excited. Like, so excited. Like, you don't understand how excited I am about this. Like, this is my baby. And you guys got to come.